Hey everybody, this is Mantis Shrimpa, and I just got this big huge shell for my giant hermit crab that you can see dominating that little hermit crab under him. He's just completely crawling all over it. He doesn't give a crap, you know, who's around him. He's he didn't want to change shells when I first introduced him to that shell, but then I fed him some krill, and almost immediately after tasting the krill, he walked around a little bit, and then he went over to the big shell and changed shells. He felt comfortable enough to do it. But that's Bruticus right there, and Shelby is underneath him. My green mantis shrimp is inside that volcano-looking thing with the plant on top, which is perfect for him because he doesn't like the light too much, I don't think. He likes a little something on top of him. And everybody's happy. I got a snail up there. He's looks like he's went to sleep. His shell is dangling by a thread still. Shelby's right there, that little gray shelled one. And the big white one's Bruticus, and Bruticus is just climbing all over everything. He doesn't care about nothing. He's dominating this tank, man. He's made this tank his home. And which is good, because I didn't know how much stress he'd be under. Get introduced to the environment. Shelby seems to be pretty cool with him. At first, Bruticus wanted to kick Shelby out of his shell and was pulling at him for a good solid 20 minutes. But I gave him that big shell. Like I said, you know, after I fed him, he almost went in there immediately. So he seems a lot happier, and that makes me very happy. And there's another little shell back there that I have for Shelby. It's a little spiral one, just in case he wants to change shells too. I don't know what type of shell Bruticus is in now, but the type that he came out from was this spirally looking long, you know, just regular snail looking shell, I guess. I don't know, or some kind of something. Anyways, the shell that he's in now I think looks so awesome. I think Bruticus is definitely a favorite of mine. My additions to the tank, for certain. I'm very excited to have him in there, and I think that shell looks really nice. Shelby down there, they're all eating some krill right now. I threw some krill in the mantis shrimp's hole and covered it up because he doesn't really like the light again. You see Shelby and Bruticus playing over there. I don't know what they're doing. They're having fun. They're both giant hermit crabs. Of course, you can tell Bruticus, the larger one on top, is a lot older than Shelby is because he's a lot bigger. I mean, look at him. He's just towering over him, you know. And but they're friends. They haven't gotten any serious fistfights yet, so I think that's pretty cool. And my mantis shrimp is just a regular green mantis shrimp, for those of you who don't know and haven't subscribed to my videos. He's just a regular, dull, dark green looking mantis shrimp. I just changed the gravel today. I got, as you can tell, blue on the very bottom. It's layered, and pink on the top. All the little tiny blue pieces of gravel on top of the pink are from Tyson, my mantis shrimp. They're from him digging, and he actually burrowed straight down through all the pink down to the blue and grabbed it and kicked it out. So he's pretty far down in there, at least a whole inch, which is probably wider than the width of his body. So he's got a lot of room under his little shell. Bruticus was walking around. He uprooted some of my plants, so he uprooted actually 2 of them. So I took one of them out over there. There's my famous spatula right here, and here's my net. There's my chopsticks for feeding. Here's a towel, and there's another towel underneath my tank. That's a white towel and then a different. And he uprooted them, so I took that one out, and then I took out the green one and put it on top of Tyson's hole, my mantis shrimp's hole. So he's cool. Looks like Bruticus and Shelby are just kind of hanging out eating krill right now, which is cool. They've gotten along really fine. The reason why I bought them and put them in there, I know it's kind of mean because yes, they are in danger. The mantis shrimp could kill and eat them, or he could have, I thought, anyways. But I still bought them. But I bought them because the tank was getting dirty, and hence I took out the gravel. And because the tank was getting so dirty, I had to put something there that was going to clean it. So the snail cleans the glass, and the deal is that everything that he goes to the bathroom on the rocks down there, the hermit crabs eat. So I don't know how they pick through his waste or anything like that and decide what's good and what's not, but apparently most of it's good. So, you know, whatever's not probably is really microscopic. And since they're so small, they can see what's good and what's not in there, I guess. I'm not sure how that works. But they will eat just about anything I put in there, and that's why I like them. And their shells prevent the mana shrimp from getting at them. As you can see, Shelby's shell looks kind of concrete. But Bruticus's shell is very big and very spiky, and I don't think the mana shrimp's going to be breaking that open anytime soon. That looks like something that looks pretty well protected. Once I trade my green mana shrimp in for a peacock, I don't think the peacock's going to damage Bruticus's shell either. Pretty sure that Shelby's probably safe also. I might have to get him a larger, spikier shell, which I certainly will try to do once I get the peacock, if I can remember by that time, which I'm sure I will. But yeah, they're both giant hermit crabs, and I don't know what type of sea snail that is, but he's got orange on the bottom and kind of a brown top to his skin. His shell is kind of weird and spotted. And he has these 4 little feelers that come out, 2 from his head area and 2 from his back area, and they feel around kind of like a snail's eyes. But he is a sea snail, and his mouth is different than a land snail's mouth in that it is separate from his foot. His foot is the thing that he's using to cling to the glass with. But his mouth is a separate piece, and it comes out like a vacuum cleaner and cleans out the glass in the tank. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited that I have them. That prevents me from having to do extra work like changing the water, because they naturally clean everything that I would have to clean. So that's pretty cool. Once again here, I'm excited about Bruticus. I'm really excited because that shell looks really awesome, I think. But there's him in all his wondrous splendor. He appears to be eating a piece of krill right now. There's Shelby down there. Shelby's really skittish. He's afraid of everything. And when Shelby disappears into his shell, you cannot see him at all. And except Bruticus didn't. You could still see Bruticus in this shell, but now when Bruticus disappears in that big shell, you can't see him either. I got Shelby a little shell down there, and I was thinking maybe the snail could trade shells too. I don't know if they can. I don't think they can though. But yeah, I got Shelby that little tiny thin shell. It's kind of spirally, but I don't know. Maybe he'll grow into it. If he starts to change shells into that shell, then maybe I might want to get him something else. But for right now, this shell is really big on him, and he's really pleased with it. So I guess everything is good in my neck of the woods. So thank you for watching. Again, I couldn't show you my mana shrimp because he's covered up right now. There's a big fake plant with a big plastic rock on the bottom that doesn't float, covering the entrance to his volcano-like cave. Piece of coral that he's dug into, again straight down to the blue layer of gravel. And so Tyson's in there. That's the name of my mana shrimp. And unless I take out the plant, we really won't be able to see him anyway. He'll just kind of stay in there the whole time. So anyways, my hermit crabs will be up and around and lively, and that's good enough for me at the moment. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, this is Mana Shrimpa out.